because I had, on my tax returns, I had the tuition remission, and okay, great, it's a benefit I got, I can tax it on it, fine. But I had to call and say, I need it to be lowered because tuition remission won't pay rent.
Right.
So we had to come up with another way and to say like, hey, yes, greatly appreciate the volunteers, it's so crucial to our mission. To support the volunteer efforts, you need cash for background checks or programs.
Say it again.
And you can say like, okay, you're giving us an in-kind donation of volunteers and the time. To support that, we need cash as well. To just let the companies know that we greatly appreciate what you're doing, but there are other needs that we have as well. Because sometimes they just might not know.
And do you do that
it costs money to
sooner
host
than
them.
later?
Right.
That
Like, hey, this is the social impact value of the volunteering. How many volunteer hours tend to be in Florida, $24, $25 an hour. To support that work, we also need cash for whatever it is you have. And then say one volunteer activity costs the organization this many dollars. And we love having you here who also help us support the volunteer work that you're doing.
Right.
But again, once you're building, that's absolutely right. Once you're building that relationship with that person, then you can have that comfortable conversation without it getting awkward. Because at the end of the day, they're still giving up their time to you as well.
Exactly.
So they're saving you time somewhere else. So you definitely want to, consider that. Sure. Can I see another hand? Yes.
Is your possibility different in health education?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But if you want an electronic copy, it's fine.
Not a problem.
Easy problem to solve.
Yes.
Could you talk briefly about collaboration and stewardship? And what I mean by that is I know we share two organizations, and they recognize our collegial relationship, and I think that elevates both organizations. Could you expound on that?
Oh, absolutely. So we are fortunately in an area or a market that I would say is a pretty small market. And you have hundreds of thousands of nonprofits just in Broward County alone. And so they are all vying for the same type of support. What donors and corporate partners are actually really looking for is that collaboration. If you do the same work and you want to partner together with an organization that's doing the same work, corporate partners really look at that very well. Donors really appreciate your willingness to collaborate with like-minded groups. So you'll see sometimes that, and a good example of that is when we had, I think it was Hurricane Irma. A lot of the local nonprofits came together to work together to produce resources back out to the community. And that actually worked out really, really, really well in terms of an investment standpoint and a collaboration standpoint. Does that answer your question?
No.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you mean for your stewardship plan to be used primarily for businesses, or do you also use it for individuals? And at what point do you introduce it or present it?
So after you receive the gift, then you actually have that conversation with the donor and ask them what that's where you're talking about the expectations. And so when you want to build out your engagement plan, thank you for your gift and your contribution to this particular area. Thank you for giving to our education programs. Here are the different ways that we'd like to engage your company in the next 12 months. Can we talk through some of those strategies and see if this actually resonates with you? Is this doable? That's something that can work for both companies as well as an individual. If you have a major donor, which we actually have, who has a new company that he's starting out but really wants to be invested in and make an impact in the community. And so pledged a major gift to the organization, but really wants to streamline the way that he shows up. And so it's really our charge as the fundraisers to make sure that you are curating an experience for him that keeps him engaged in your organization and really keeps him close to the intention of his gift. So if he gave to education, you can't have him over here at jobs, in the jobs and training bucket, unless that's what he asked for. So you can really kind of cultivate it that way.
Could you speak to having
Yeah.
the dynamic of having a philanthropy and a marketing and communications component
absolutely.
combined?
Good question. So the beauty, I think, in really having the marketing branding background is that you really have a keen understanding of what appeals most to the donor's needs. Particularly from a corporate philanthropy background, you know that they want visibility. You know what's really enticing to them. You know that they want to make sure that their name shows up, that the associates who work for them, that the stakeholders that invest in their organization or their company really get to see, you know, all of the great work that they're doing in the community. And so it's really great to have the joint skill set of communications and philanthropy working together. So if you have offices that are different, it's always good to make sure that you are on the same page because it's the same goal. You want to make sure that you're retaining your donors. You want to make sure that you are you're keeping your donors happy so that they actually stay at the organization with you and that they continue to talk very positively about their relationship with the organization. And I will say that we at the Urban League we've had two different dynamics to elaborate on your question, Nina, where we've had a separate communications office and we had a separate development office, and we still worked together. Because like I said, it's at the end of the day, it's really about the same goal. So making sure not only your development office and your communication office is on the same page, but also your finance office also has to be on the same page. A common issue in development and nonprofits is the butting heads of development and finance, because they are looking at things one way and you're looking at things another way. And so there have been, for lack of a better term, some fights internally. So you want to make sure that those relationships are smooth and you have a keen understanding of where the dollars are coming in, how they're actually being recognized, you know, in financial books of your organization, and then let everyone's on the same page. Any other questions? All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you
So much.
Oh no! Are you kidding me?
Thank you again, that was great. I love when, you know, you would think that sometimes we all communicated and worked together on our presentations and how connected everything feels. Right. So we do have a few minutes here. I mean, you guys are welcome to work on your pitches, which I would suggest. You know, if you want to pair up and kind of give each other some feedback. But before we do that, I left my things back here. I've got some 3 bow ties we're going to give away today for our giveaway.
You make me a winner, bitch. You say you never win.
Win something. All right. And we'll have 3 more next week too to give away, so if you don't win today, there's still a chance.
Hold on, I'm making sure that it's not biased.
It's fair. It's fair.
Right.
Okay. Win to win a chicken dinner. Let's go. 119378. Hey.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you choose. All right, 119399. 399.
Oh, that's me.
You can take your pick.
Yeah, I heard you.
All right.
That's right.
Go Tigers.
There you go.
Okay. 119389. Oh, nice.
All right.
So 3 more chances next week. I hope everybody has a great rest of your day and weekend. Hopefully the weather turns around for us.
Please. Monday's the holiday classics.
Lika.
See you later, man.
No question. Are we required to, I need to find out if there are any nonprofits that are going to file.
That is only
So I'm hitting that one.
Okay. We need to have one. Really? Yeah. You know what? Dr. Sal.
Doing both. Yeah. Excellent.
All right.
I have to be there nonetheless.
You gonna go down?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going. I'm at the door.
We'll do.
You did good. No.
No.
Sharon, I'm gonna talk to you.
See you later.
Yes.
I appreciate you being out.
I'm playing around with
My left hand. It'll make you plan. Oh, wait.
How you been? Good. How about you? I love your book. It's so unique.
This is my Valentine's Day present.
Yeah, super cute. And it's like super pop. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it really makes a statement.
just out of curiosity.
No, I do.
Is there anything that
Yes, challenge. I just don't know how I would present it.
You know what?
So what is your name for now?
Well, we call her Love
And then he's like, we'll find you, we'll find you.
Like, community, like what
I can't really pick.
because a lot of times they're already doing social things together, whether it's sports.
Not a, please give us some.
Probably tons of sport things.
We'll come to your house and we'll not.
Enjoy the real session this morning.
Introducing your good luck with your organization, whether it's you guys sponsoring, thank you, I appreciate it. Good luck. Or she's there and you're like having some sort of, you know, like I'm thinking of all like tennis, all these different things that, you know, just not doing socially together. And if there's something that she would be interested in participating in as well. One of the speakers we support just a strong right. Let me think about that too. I'm going to think about that. Right, so the name recognition is not gonna go.
That is the way you are. Anyway, it was nice meeting you.
So each other again, you need her to be the one that's doing
I heard that and I
distribution.
Yes. And so I am interested in your organization to a degree, so if you want to keep me posted by email.
Well, and I would also say, and her gift did X, Y, Z for our organization, you know, and then try to cultivate it in that way, focus on the impact. Then maybe that instead of just saying, oh, I'm going to do it because she did it, we're going to do it because also what it did. And so maybe thinking about the messaging in that way. But that's an interesting paradigm, you know, of like when you're trying to, especially if she's not necessarily completely connected to the organization. Yeah. Right. So now you're, you know, like yelling. And I think if you start saying that she did this as her gift, and then your gift, like you're trying to retain the people that did give originally because of her, then start focusing more on getting away from her name, but more about what their gift did. And focusing on the impact, so that start connecting to your organization versus her. Yes. That haven't been connected yet to your group. And I think that still, in order to get to that end with them, I would use both. I would use her name that she gave, and then this is what was happening with her gifts, and you know, maybe how much in the last campaign, like you were able to give, and what that did for your organization.
Letter to the president. It seems very
and I think it's hard when you're still, I mean, for me, I've always gotten better results one-on-one. Yeah, so and sometimes you get door slammed in your face, and that's just the way that it is. But even, that's what I'm saying, even if you go, or you have somebody go to some of these events that they're at, and it's just starting to get that name awareness to your organization. Yeah, I've heard about it. It's hard to just live there anymore.
And she's not giving, which is kind of weird.
That's weird, and I think, you know,
because we have an I mean, it could be that we were more careful.
Well, I mean, she's still, because she originally gave to your organization, not because of the community. So it's connecting her back to your organization. And I think that would be paramount, you know, especially wanting to continue to leverage her and so you have to do with that, she has to give it. But I would start with now, you know, how to get connected to that particular community.
I've been trying, I mean, everyone's trying to do that.
Yeah.
I'm among every single organization.
What community is it? Where is it?
Okay. I would say the wealthiest community. That may not really be true, but that's perceived to be the wealthiest community.
Yeah.
And a lot of new people moving into all these communities. I mean, our job is easy because they all come to the community.
Yes, but once you get in,
and just because somebody doesn't know, they don't love us enough to really advocate on our behalf.
Yes. So tell me a little bit more about your organization.
We're a council on aging. And so I think it's part of the disconnect because we used to be tiny. I did in 2011 into a huge space. And now we're really a viable business that people invest in and there's value. But in the meantime, people one day, and everybody's trying to work.
That's really hard because that's always going to be your role, given that's your service.
And there's who gave us big gifts. And you have to replace them.
Oh my God, no.
And it's like, how, I mean, do you guys have any practices of getting connected to their families?
There you go.
Very spiritual.
This and disconnection between soul and
in some combination.
Yeah.
I'm trying to work on it. And even it's all on the inside and not as
Yeah, because I think there's
because you found some
connection there. I'm gonna brainstorm about that.
I appreciate it. You'll find. Fine. I have no worries about it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So, like, when's the 14th?
Yeah, that's okay.
And then you want me to email my present so much video in, and then whatever you want me to do. And then next week, what is that?
Yeah, so next week, I don't even know if we have, let me look to see if there's any makeup work next week.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll let you know, because I don't think we have workshops next week. You're like,
Such a bad class, right?
you're missing the party.
Okay, that's, I mean, I'm sad,
That's where the gold was.
yeah, I know everyone
Yeah.
was there.
Yeah.
It was gold, especially today.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so stimulated.
Yeah. All the ideas. I love it.
Great.
I know. I love it.
I am proud that you moved here.
Well, thank you.
You're an asset.
I know, appreciate it.
Okay. Oh, you know what, can I have your card one more time? Because as many times as you've given it to me, I used it. Really make sure I kept it this time.
It's not the annual. Especially with the DRM. Yeah, I have it.
No, I appreciate that.
By the way,
He's trying to get it. Oh, really? Everybody has to I'm the story and making us feel good.
Pamela.